Rinse the deck off every now and then. We'll disturb some birds. Southeast Louisiana. There's an old duck blind, a bunch of old duck blinds up there, Lake Long. Creep up on them. About 40 foot away. Camera makes it seem like farther. 35. Back down against the wind. 25 feet.
Go ahead, they got a board coming, but go ahead.
20 feet. Yeah, it's a beautiful day, no rain. Hello back. Been waiting no rain for quite a few days. Come out and play. Still have a lot of wind though. We got 12 to 14s today. Shallow water.
Eastbound, 2 strong out. I'm swinging at 51 and they probably 5 minutes. Well, like the open yeah, right into 2 strong out.
Enjoy this little ride. Thanks. I'm trying to keep content up as hard as, work life and a lot of things to do. A lot of people come in, I have a good life, what a life, and it takes a lot to get to this life, to these moments. The bills don't stop. Just for me, I'll be out here every day. Appreciate you tuning in and following along. Because of y'all, I do this. I mean, I would do this regardless, but I wouldn't post about it. But I'll be enjoy it, so I just slowly post about it. Rock on, huh? Houston's back. Houston, you have a problem. Yeah. I decided to come back, play around a little bit more. Because my settings for that last live was set to private, so only subscribers could do it. I didn't realize the after it was done. So I figured I'm gonna try again. I think some more birds to go mess with. Right over yonder. Those up line. So I hear about this lake. 6 foot of water on the hip tank. Yeah, it's been a lot of rain. I'm glad it's finally braked. Actually, today was a 60% chance. We decided to come play anyway. I just ran over some underwater wreckage, old duck blinds. That's what I hate about this lake. The whole boat moved. Well, thanks, James. Birds about to fly. Oh, cool. It's going pretty good. And the other commenter, you waiting to get a weigh-in from a fishing tournament? A weigh. We're going to head to the next duck line. Drop you off on the shore, sneak up some gators. Over here, you part and the gators come to you. You don't have to sneak. They're just as curious as you are. Hello. Welcome aboard. We're in Lake Long, Louisiana. Texas Gulf Coast. Different scenery, huh? From Texas. Y'all have more of a clearer water, more of a salty water. We have a browner, fresher mix. Old ruin of a duck blind. Bird on his guard post. We're gonna leave him so he don't fly. But he's ready. Yeah. It's marsh. We're mostly marsh. Brown water and marsh. Oh, we're just cruising around, enjoying this sunshine while it's here, because it's been nothing but rain for a while. What are y'all up to? No, I'm not fishing, just cruising today at a local area, fish aiming and biting. Can't go wrong with a cruise.
Cruising, no worries. Meditation.
Right, therapy, healing. I appreciate you tuning in. About the music? Yeah, there's a copyright issue about the music. So I can't put music in any of my videos unless it's selected from YouTube or if I buy the copyrights. But if I see if it's public radio, it's playing anyway. You can hear it without me having to pay for that copyright. Yeah, houseboating is a dream of a lot of people. Just cruise around. Aimless destination. It's not about the pinpointing the map where you want to go. It's about getting there.
all to yourself.
Yeah, you stay safe as well. The lake's pretty much empty, not a lot of traffic today on a Sunday. It's a lot of wind and the fish ain't biting. But normally this lake has a lot of traffic.
Kirby. These are Delta Blues. That's my music.
Oh yeah, great song. I don't want to upset nobody, especially YouTube. Oh wow. You're gonna place all your exterior walls and go with some aluminum siding instead? I went with plywood and I covered 4-man fiberglass. It's just wood glue, canvas, and paint. Yeah, they got other music that's you can play on YouTube, but I can't do it during a live. It doesn't give you an option to select music to play in the background during a live. Yeah, maybe from a separate device.
Said I used dry erase board. I knew it would not last, but it looked good.
Right.
I used dry erase board. I knew it would not last, but it looked good.
You know, if I'm not mistaken, I remember reading a post or a video where someone used dry erase board for the outside of their boat. What's his name?
Outdoors with them.
Oh, Outdoors with Den. See, I can't read my screen. Yeah, I'm glad to have you along, Dennis. I was just talking about you earlier in my last little live.
This is Nick's friend. I'm looking through comments and just kind of letting him know what's being sent out. So I'm just keeping him updated on what's being commented.
Yeah, because I can barely read the screen on my phone. And I'm paying attention to driving, so he's reading. Yeah, glad to have you along, Dennis. And I still look forward to your update. I know you talked about a while back, you posted a little video that you were going to do an update, do some more work on your boat. I'm looking forward to that, because when I was building my boat, your channel was one of the channels I watched, and you pretty much inspired me to want to build something like this. Our boats are different animals altogether, but it's the same concept. On barrels, cheap, budget, and just get out there and do it. No, I'm not trolling. I do plan on pulling a 16-foot trawl with this houseboat, but it may not be to the August shrimp season. I don't have the time to get the boat back on the other side where the shrimp's at with the side jobs I have and spend a day or two trawling. It'd be nice though. It'd be a nice video. Go trawling, catch a shrimp, spend a night in the lake, eat the shrimp. It'd be great. Oh, I'd watch it too. Trawling with a houseboat built on barrels? Yeah, that would be a great video. The boat's got enough power to do it. I got enough room on the newly extended rear deck. I got enough room to do a pick and box and pick up a trawl. I do. and I want to get to it. But it's just a matter of time. Right now, our May shrimp season is open. There's not a whole lot of shrimp in my area. I can't devote the time to bring the houseboat 4 to 5 hours back on that side to the local lake with shrimp. To set the trawl, then I have to do a trial test run before I make an actual video. But it'd be nice to catch my own shrimp and cook it. Yeah, I think it's possible to live full-time in a houseboat and just keep moving along from destination to destination. Different states have different rules, but in most states you can stay at a place for a couple of days minimum. Sort of like campgrounds. On the state's free campground sites, you can only stay a certain amount of days and you have to move. You can move 200-300 yards and it's fine. It all depends on what you're comfortable with and your way of living. In my houseboat, I could live here. I'm single. I have a bed, I have a bathroom, I have a kitchen. There's a lot of bayou towns where I have access to grocery stores, gas stations, and things like that. So I could live here full time if everything was paid and I didn't have to make money. Yes, it's very possible. There's a lot of people that do it. Like, for instance, the Great Loop. Most people are pretty much living full time for over a year on that boat doing a 7,000-mile journey, going from town to town. So it all depends on your finances. Yeah, that's eventually my plan as well.
Someone else said plane goes 2.5 miles per hour, so Simon Charlotte, hardly ever use
Dennis. I drove Dennis.
Yeah.
Denny, your setup's nice. A lot of people suggest that I go solar. I don't have the room for the battery capacity for what I would need. Mine weighs 4,000 pounds. Yours is a lot lighter than mine. I can tell by its draft when yours in the water, you're a lot lighter. And that's a good thing. I built mine heavier because my weather and current conditions, a heavier boat handles better. So I had to go heavier. So if I were to go solar, I'd have to have a large battery bank and at least a 15 horsepower electric motor to compensate. And I just don't have that kind of room for the battery bank or the finances for it. Yeah, I'm trying to live on Social Security, but I'm not getting approved. When we come out of Lake Long, we're going to turn left into Company Canal and head back towards Bird. I could build another houseboat, but I'm gonna tell you, this was a budget build, 2 years, a little at a time. I've got a lot of used parts, and I've got about 14,000 invested. Motors used, trailers used, all the windows are used. I built everything myself, and I had a lot of the electronics already. If I was to buy everything new, you're looking at over $20,000 to build this boat today. It's 8x24 with an 8x12 cabin, floating on 20 barrels. So I'm fully capable of doing this as a side job. In fact, I got a guy supposed to be calling me for a quote to build him one just like mine, or selling mine. I don't have a regular job. This is what I do. I build floating docks. I do side jobs, remodeling people's houseboats, or I can build a houseboat for someone. The money has to be there. But I'm definitely open to building for a side job. To build this new, if I had no other jobs, nothing else going on, but this job, I could probably build this in about 4 or 5 months. But it will be all brand new. Everything on here is new except for the windows, the motors used, and the trailers used. And some of the electric items I had already. I I think 30,000 would do it. I'd have to adjust my labor rate. I normally charge 40 an hour when I do jobs like this, but for this job it would be less because I'm building the comfort of my own yard at my own time. I think 4 to 6 months is a good time frame, so I would drop my labor rate. I think 30,000 could get it built. And then it's half-ton towable. It's 8 foot wide, you will not need a permit. And on the trailer, it's 11 foot 6 inches road clearance.
Someone also, that's exactly why I don't know
Right, it's too expensive. If I'd have bought all these windows brand new, these are single pane windows. If I'd have bought single pane camper windows, the exact ones I use, I'm looking at $2 grand of just windows. I did pick up a free rear camper door with a screen door, and I built my front door because I wasn't willing to pay $700-800 for another RV door. It's costly. If I'd have bought everything brand new, I would probably been looking at 30,000 just materials to build this boat, 100% brand new with all store-bought parts. Yeah, money adds up fast on a build like this. I built this using my profits from my floating dock business. I built 17 floating docks in a period of a little over a year, and that's what funded this project. After building a few floating docks and watching Chud 327's videos about barrel boats, which is what got me into building floating docks, and I happened to come across a lot of barrels. And then watching Outdoors with Dan, and Mr. Larry Hawkins got a few videos. It made me want to build a houseboat, but mostly Outdoors with Dan. I watched his videos and I said, you know what, I need to build something for me to ride, and that's how this started. I'm located, right now I'm in Berg, Louisiana. Bottom of the boot, on the Gulf Coast. Yeah, Chug, a lot of people start with the barrel boats, man. And I made a post about a year ago on the Homemade Barrel Boat group. I actually thank Chug, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this. I wouldn't have all these good times and memories. And, you know, Chud started it, but he said I took it to a whole different level. And I'm hoping it gets common that people build houseboats on barrels, not just floating camps. A lot of people build floating camps on barrels. Not a lot of people build a riding houseboat on barrels. And I took a gamble. There were so many uncertainties. We were to handle the weight, how heavy it would be. It's extra money. Bills were getting paid. Let's build it. It turned out great. And I had so many naysayers and doubters. It would flip over, it wouldn't float, and I was wasting my time. I'm positive I proved all of them wrong. They went driving in a breeze. Right now we're going in a 12 to 14 mile per hour headwind. No problem. And I can turn it sideways. Not a worry in the world. Now we're getting a side wind, 12 to 14. And she still tracks straight, as long as on the power. She handles phenomenal, more than I expected. A lot of people want to sell their house and property to get a houseboat and get to this style of living. It's a nice way of living, but it's a different way of living. I don't live full time. I wish I could. I can physically handle full time. Yeah, I think 30,000 you can build a dream like this. There's a lot of used houseboats you can buy. A lot of them on steel hulls, 30 years old. That's a concern. You have to worry about inspection, corrosion, how well it's taken care of. With what I have, I know what I have, and it's easy to change a barrel. Hull maintenance, this thing's been in the water since November of last year. It's doing great. But it is trailable. I can put it on a trailer, bring it in my front yard, and do work and maintenance. Thank you, I appreciate it. Right now we're cruising 4.7 miles per hour against the wind. I'm at about a little above half throttle with a 20 horse four-stroke, 4,000 pounds and 20 barrels. I'm happy with this. Oh yeah. Yeah, a lot of people love this boat. It gets a lot of attention down here. It gets a lot of traction on Facebook, a lot of traction on YouTube. It's not my goal to be big or a big channel. I like the fact that I have tutorial videos on how to build everything I do. Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Let's wash the deck. If you're afraid to get your feet wet, you shouldn't be on the boat. That's perfectly normal. Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna try out Delta Blues. I love good music. Here's how I rinse my deck off. And you slow it down and it all pours off. My door threshold is 4 to 5 inches above the deck. Water's not coming in here. I'd have to be hitting 3-foot waves to worry about water with the door open, which I try my best not to get in a situation where I'm in 3-foot swells. The water's slowly draining, we're good. Eventually I'm going to tear apart the front deck and make it like the rear. It's going to be deck boards. Yes, let me show you that. Let me take you off the tripod. You see my hand for a minute? I have a shower drain right here. And along the edges, I have scupper holes. I think I have 4 on each side scupper holes on each side and front. The front is a plywood deck. The rear, however, I recently upgraded, extended the rear and there's deck boards. I'm gonna do the same to the front, to the bow, maybe this winter. I rebuilt my transom, lifted the engine higher because I used to have manual cable steering. I love the cable steering, but it limited me to how high I can raise the motor because of the design of the cable steering. So I went with Teleflex, lifted the motor up, rebuilt the transom, and I added on 1.5 foot to the rear deck. And I have deck boards where water can drain. The plans to do the same on the bow, I just hadn't got to it yet. Put you back on that tripod. So if I was to rebuild a deck over, I put deck boards for the front decking. I have plywood underneath of the floor, the main sole of the boat, with the 1-inch closed cell foam board, and then 1/2 inch plywood on top of that, and then linoleum. So my floor is about 1.5 inches, maybe 1.25 inches above the actual deck of the boat. Plus my 5-inch rise and my door seal, water's not getting in there.
So the guy that likes the, that was the guy that, how cool is Jamie going to ask you about the gun? The other guy that likes the boat, he said, yeah, I want one just like that. And then he asked you to show them too.
Show the interior. Josh, you want to drive for a minute? Yeah. All right, the interior. I can only zoom out so much for Facebook Live. It has a futon that folds out to a full-size bed. It has a full-size helm, chart plotter, GPS, my power panel, a radio. I have a backup camera, a VHF radio. All the lighting is 12 volts. I have a 12-volt TV, 12-volt touch lights, 120-volt light for when I'm running a generator, 120-volt light, 120-volt 5,000 BTU AC, and back here I have a dual bank battery charger that runs when the generator runs, it runs. And this boat is insulated with closed cell spray foam. It does have running water, cold water only. I don't have a water system. It has a nice spacious countertop. It has a pretty decent sized bathroom. It has a RV toilet. I have a nice vent fan in here. It has a full-size shower that actually works, but I just use it for storage. And then coming to the back deck, it's a 6-foot rear deck, 6-foot bow deck. The AC is boxed to where it's recessed inside. It's all waterproof and it stops the AC from sticking out. Solar, I only have 40 watts of solar, just enough to maintain my 2 deep cycle house batteries and 1 12-volt battery, start battery for the motor. And the wind blew my toilet paper. The bathroom door is a work in progress. It's a tri-fold door. I've got to make a frame for it to latch into. I just haven't done it yet. But yeah, that's the interior. 12-volt refrigerator, 12-volt water pump, 12-volt lighting, 12-volt TV. Like I said, the only thing that's 120 would be the light when I'm on generator, the 5,000 BTU air conditioner, which is a nice little box where it's on the inside, and a dual bank battery charger. The sink is homemade. This is a food warming tray that you see at restaurants, that the food, if you go to buffet, that's what this tray was, and I made it a sink. Because the little camper RV sinks was just so small, you couldn't fit a full-size pot in it. I happened to find this on the side of the road, and that's what I bought. And this faucet was actually designed for RV. I do have some pull-out drawers full of junk. Got some nice little nautical theme handles. It's all homemade. These tracks are homemade that these doors ride in. This is all homemade. Sink drain. There's no holding tank on here. In Louisiana, it's illegal to dump gray water. So my sink goes straight overboard. My shower goes straight overboard. My toilet, I can dump it overboard. Louisiana has a stupid law. If you use the bathroom in the toilet, it's illegal to flush it overboard. But if you use it in a bucket or a portable toilet, it's legal to dump it overboard. But you cannot flush it overboard. It's a weird law. But that's what it is in Louisiana. And this is going to be a storage. It's going to be a slide-out jar. That's going to be my actual pantry for like dry goods and canned goods. I just haven't done it yet. Under the bed is just storage. That's my food storage right now. Just a bunch of MREs in there, and just a nice little shelf I built. Has a phone charger here, USB to supply the TV, and the TV is on a swing-out mount. My other phone charger will be right here. This has a big plate because I messed up my layout. I cut my hole too high for the switch. But originally I was going to build a shelf system right here, and I was going to build a liquor cabinet right here. When I started to, you can see the holes where I screwed through, but the type of wood I had at the time wasn't working out. So I wasn't worried about the liquor cabinet. Breaker panel, 120 volt, 12 volt from a RV. 12 volt fridge, set power. I got it off right now. I just don't close all the way, so it doesn't mildew in there. And when I'm not in here, I leave a gap in the door. But yeah, that's the interior view. That's what I got going on. And the engine is I think a 2012, 2014 Nissan 20 horse 4-stroke Longfoot. It does pretty well. I would not go a minimum of 20 horse. It's a 4,000 pound vessel. I had a 9.8 in here. It got the job done, but in order to fight current, I would have to keep it full throttle. With this, I can keep it 3/4 throttle and still fight current and still do 4 miles an hour. So there's the old saying, there's no replacement for displacement. So if I had to build this over, I would go to 25 horsepower Yamaha or Suzuki 4-stroke. And bumper system is just a 2-inch tugboat rope all the way around. I still got my Christmas lights are still up on it. And the roof, a nice little arch to it. It's covered in, this is poor man's fiberglass. It's wood glue. You glue canvas on it and multiple layers of paint, and it makes a tough shell. Keeps the moisture out. A bigger bed, you'd have to have a bigger bed. I mean, I'm only 5'10". This bed is a little over 6 foot, maybe 6'3", and then I have the addition of this to where I put my pillow on when this folds out, to where it makes almost a 7-foot bed, and it turns to a full size. I forget the measurements, but it's a full size mattress. And I use the rear for storage. So I keep my tripod, my blankets, my pillows, pellet gun. You got to bring a pellet gun on your trip. And the front storage is a bench, a seating bench. This folds forward. The idea behind this was my water hose storage. I was gonna put a shelf and keep a water hose back here. And also on the inside, it stores my spare 7-gallon capacity water tank. I need to build a matching bench like this on this side behind the door for the main water tank that's not being used. I'll get to it eventually. He has a nice, cozy little place. Lots of room for 2 people. If those 2 people get along, because it's tight living quarters. I want to say it's 92 square foot of living area. Hope that answers your questions about the interior. I'm try my best to read the comments. Keep driving. We're heading back to Berg, Louisiana, where I'm parking this thing temporarily at a friend's house. I live in Chauvin. To get from Berg to Chauvin with this boat to make the round is about 4 hours. I would like to bring the boat back to Chauvin, but I kind of like it being on the Berg side. It's a whole different area than the Chauvin side as far as marginal lakes. Different scenery, different vision, different environment. Yeah, about 2 people getting along. I'm divorced, so I don't have to worry. I built this, actually when I built this, me and my wife were together, and I built it for 2 people to comfortably stay on and spend a weekend. But she came on one trip with me, and she enjoyed it, but things wound up not working out between us, and she's no longer my wife. Not because of the houseboat or that trip. But yeah, it's built for 2 people who get along with each other, could sleep in the same bed, and enjoy this space. Now, had I built it for other people, I can always have a guest with a sleep bag on the floor. I would have had to build my kitchen counter shorter, and then I could have fit a fold-down bed or a cot between the console and the kitchen. But I figured most of the time this would be solo trips. That's why I designed this layout this way. It's me and a friend sometimes. No, I haven't tried to weld the barrels. That requires HDPE welding. I didn't see a need for it, because you weld the barrels and you bust a barrel, now you have to cut the weld to replace that barrel. If you weld it, it will give you less of a seam, but I think I can solve that with making some 11-inch wide straps instead of individual straps holding the barrels together. I can make 11-inch wide straps, which can eliminate the drag. I didn't see a need for polyethylene or HDPE welding to weld the barrels together. I like the fact that it's 20 separate sealed containers, and if I did blow a barrel, I could put it in the trailer and have the barrel changed probably that same day. Where if you welded it, it's a lot more to worry about. It's more hassle. You have to cut the barrel loose. If you accidentally cut into the other barrel you welded to, then that's 2 barrels you have to replace, or possibly 3 versus 1. I try to plan out and think ahead on all of my builds before I put it together. I analyze what potential problems we're going to have. That's why my build videos they're more thorough than other build videos. As far as explaining, I have a habit of over-explaining, and that's why I over-explain.
Watch your body from the edge.
I believe, Curtis, your last name was pronounced Vazinet, right? Oh, Vazinet, Vazinet. There's a few of them down here. I know, I want to say a Keith and his son, I don't remember his name. They used to live on Levy Street in Chauvin.
Okay, got it in the corner.
They were crab fishermen.
Someone else said, how long have the screws been lasting?
Okay, the screws are epoxy coated screws. They've been there 2 years. The ones that's on the deck, you can see rust stains on the screws on the deck. And when I pulled up the rear deck, some of the epoxy coated screws, which were some of the better screws in the market, they were compromised. See the rust stains? So if I were to do the build all over again, I would probably use stainless. These were very expensive epoxy coated screws. They were coated in brown thick epoxy paint, and they're pretty tough screws. But apparently the coating wears off and doesn't last. This deck's been on here for 2 years. And all right, Dan, catch you later, man. I really appreciate you tuning in. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here today on this boat. Yes, used to be married to Tammy Blanchard. I remember. Tammy still lives down there, down the road from where I grew up. Tammy's still involved in crabbing. I think her dad and her mother, or not her dad. I'm trying to remember her dad. Her dad's name was maybe Donald, and they were related to Olin and Della, who owned the crab factory that Tammy lived next door to. So she stayed in the crab business her whole life. I believe she's still in it. I haven't heard much about Keith in a long time, except for when he was married to Tammy. Right now we come up on the intersection of the Intercoastal. We're going to cross the Intercoastal Waterway. If I turn left, we can start the Great Loop. If I turn right, we can go around the city of Houma. Or stay in the Intercoastal and go all the way to Corpus Christi. We're not doing any of those things today. Yes, Donald did pass away a couple years ago. Donald, when I was growing up, he used to call me Turkey. I called him Turkey. And me and my brother were twins. He called us Heckle and Jekyll. Olin and Donald called us Heckle and Jekyll from the old cartoon. And we called Donald Turkey. He was a good old boy.
So what else do you source those barrels?
I source these barrels used, but they come from a company. It's a one-time use. They're in brand new condition when I get them, but that supply has ran out. So now I'm gonna have to source barrels brand new for the jobs I sell for my floating docks on Houseboat. My price is gonna increase. The cheapest I can get a 55-gallon brand new barrel, I'm looking about $90 shipped, and that's if I buy in bulk for a brand new barrel. The particular barrels I have on here are $239 per barrel because of the design. They're a flat side instead of a curve like a barrel, like an old beer barrel has a nice curve. That's how most 55-gallon barrels are. The ones in here are not. They're flat the whole way. These are very expensive barrels. I don't plan on buying those new at $230 a piece. It's a company called Next Drum. It's a very nice barrel design. I like that it's flat all the way down, and it has a nice lip for the straps to hold on to, but they're very expensive. Yeah, right now I have 90 of them left in stock of these barrels. I sell them $25 a piece. They're used, but in brand new condition. They come pressure washed. They had a chemical in them that was used for a water treatment plant, so the chemical is safe. It's already in the water we drink today. I try to avoid barrels that had oils or degreasers or rust inhibitors. I can't clean those out, and I can't sell that in my product, because if I sell that, like for instance, I have a floating dock out of Water Park. If I sold a barrel that had a chemical in it that I couldn't clean out thoroughly, and it leaked in that pond, in that water park, they would be in big trouble. So I try to only get barrels that are new, like new, and clean, that had a water soluble material in it, and that's safe for the environment. But yes, brand new is very expensive. Oh wow, yeah, I didn't know about that about Keith. As far as I know, Keith is probably in his late 50s. There's a big alligator in front of us. Josh, you want to zoom in on the alligator? About an 8-footer. Across the Intercoastal. Yeah, I hadn't heard nothing about Keith in a long time. I want to say when I was a teenager, Keith was in his late 30s. So I would imagine if he was still alive today, he'd be late 50s, early 60s. snake in front of us too. Look, snake right here. About to run her over. Oh, he just went under. Little water snake.
Alligator went under.
Yeah.
Mine says 2 psi, hold barrels.
Yes, 2 psi. That's a problem I have down here in South Louisiana. During our winter, it'll be 80 degrees during the day. The barrel will fill with air, and it'll get down to the high 30s at night. In the morning, those barrels will collapse. And I had that problem before I put valve stems when my boat was in the water. It wasn't as apparent because the water would keep the barrels at it will kind of regulate the temperature. But on a good hot day, they would swell. On a good, say we get 3 or 4 days of straight cold with no heat, my barrels holding my houseboat up would collapse and would lower my draft by at least 2 inches. So I recommend a 1.5 psi. Try to regulate that on a pretty warm day. That way, on a hot day, that 1.5 turns to 4. Then during the winter, that 1.5 will turn to 0 psi at worst, but at 0 psi, the barrel doesn't collapse. It holds its form pretty well. So I do recommend valve stems. A lot of people say drill a hole on top of the barrel, and that will eliminate the differential temperature. But if you drill a hole, it defeats the purpose of a barrel. It is a sealed container. I have 20 separate sealed containers. If you drill a hole and you make a puncture under the water line, that barrel is going to fill entirely because that hole on the top is venting it and letting the air out. To where if you don't drill a hole and you puncture a barrel, it's only going to fill to the water level, maybe an inch higher, because the air can't escape. You will not sink completely. So that's why I advise against drilling a hole in a barrel, and I just go ahead and add the valve stems. There's so many debates especially on Facebook. It's stupid and a waste of time to put valve stems. Just drill a hole. Drilling a hole is the easy method. It serves the same purpose as far as collapsing, but it serves a different purpose if you puncture a barrel. So I do not recommend drilling a vent hole in a barrel and just install a valve stem from the start. Anyone?
I don't know his name. ABN is 58 is better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You're talking about Keith's brother. Yeah. Yeah, his brother's 50. Oop. Almost knocked you over. We're just drifting right now. I'm probably gonna end this video. We got about another mile to go. And we're gonna reach our dock, our mooring. For now, we're just letting the wind take us. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna end this live. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate the conversation. I tried to read what I could and answer, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get to everybody. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all not subscribed, please check the channel out. You might like it, you might not. I'll catch you on the next one.
I think we got you.